Honestly, this whole divorce between Sony and Disney could just be a big ploy by Sony just to see how the fans would react. And maybe Disney and Sony will come to an agreement and Spider-Man will stay in the MCU. I do kind of hope that is the case. I was right. Well, partially anyway. Alright, we got some good news, and honestly, I'm glad we got this news. Because in this world of just negative energy, yeah, I see you, traitor. We needed a win, and now we have our win. Yes, the news is that Sony and Disney have reached a deal over the character Spider-Man, and he will be staying in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for at least one more movie. Woo! Victory! Yeah, obviously I think this is great news. And honestly, the biggest reason I like this news is because of that mid-credits scene in Spider-Man Far From Home. Again, spoiler alert. Spider-Man's secret identity was revealed to the world. That is a cliffhanger, and I really did not like the fact that that cliffhanger was gonna go unresolved. I mean, the funny thing is I made my peace with it, and I was ready to move on. But now I guess I don't have to move on. And I knew that either way, Tom Holland was going to continue being Spider-Man, whether it was in the MCU or not. But let's be honest, if it was not in the MCU, it would have been kind of confusing, because it would have been like the same character, but in a different universe. Like, how would that have made sense? Now we don't have to worry about that, because not only have Sony and Disney reached a deal and Tom Holland is staying in the MCU, but we're already moving forward with this. The third Spider-Man movie set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe officially has a release date in July of 2021, which, yeah, alright, great. Chalk that up for another movie in Marvel's Phase 4. Yeah, we got Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange 2, now Spider-Man 3, and then Thor 4, making that 6 movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4 instead of 5. However, that does raise a question of release dates. If Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3 is gonna come out in July of 2021, does that mean there are gonna be 4 Marvel movies that year? Because again, we have Shang-Chi in February of that year, Doctor Strange 2 in May of that year, now we have Spider-Man 3 in July of that year, Thor Love and Thunder was gonna come out in November of 2021. Is it gonna be moved? I wouldn't be surprised if it does get moved. And I'm also gonna bring DC into this because they also have quite a few movies planned for 2021. They got the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson planned, they got The Flash, directed by the same guy who directed the It movies, and James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, which just had its cast announced. With Marvel and DC combined, that makes a grand total of 7 superhero movies coming out that year. That is a lot. Talk about being waterboarded. I do imagine some of those release dates are gonna be changed. Maybe this is Marvel's way of getting back at DC. Cause like I said, it looks like DC is rising, you know? I said DC's been releasing a lot of good stuff lately, and they have me excited for a lot of stuff. The Joker movie's getting a lot of positive buzz, Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, Titans Season 2. So Marvel's like, you know what? Boom, we got Spider-Man back. Please love us again, and we are the king. So yes, Spidey, it's good to have you back. How was your month-long hiatus? Now, this next bit of news could be wrong, but I did read this somewhere. I read that Tom Holland is actually signed up for 2 more movies with Marvel. So not just a solo movie, which has been planned, but another team-up movie. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, that begs the question, what is this team-up movie? Avengers 5? I do not know. Again, in the Marvel's Phase 4/5 announcement, there were no big team-up movies in there. But you know, these lineups change all the time. When Phase 3 was announced, Spider-Man Homecoming was not part of it, neither was Ant-Man and the Wasp. And those original release dates were changed since then as well. So now it's probably gonna happen again, and we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I am surprised that Spider-Man is sticking around. Because again, now we get a continuation of that mid-credits scene. We get to actually find out what happens to Peter Parker's world after his secret identity was spilled. And hopefully we'll get more J. Jonah Jameson, because I want to see more of him. I want to see more J.K. Simmons playing J. Jonah Jameson, because he was one of the best things about the Raimi trilogy. Because the dude's hilarious. Now, as I said a month ago, it might have just been a big ploy by Sony. Maybe Sony did just want to see how the fans would react. Honestly, I don't know for sure. I read the article on Variety, and it did state the legit business reasons for the deal happening. But you know, Hollywood lies to us all the time. I'm not saying I think it was a big ploy by Sony. I'm just saying maybe it was. Honestly, at this point, who cares? Spidey's back! And as for Sony, things are looking good for them too. The Jared Leto Morbius movie is currently filming, so that's happening. Venom 2 is still going underway. They recently announced that they might be going through with a Madam Web movie, and I know that character from the 90s Spider-Man animated series. She was kind of this master of another dimension. She was kind of a bitch. I mean, she put Spider-Man through this trial. It seemed like a trial anyway. It's been a while since I've watched it, but I do remember. I think I still have that on DVD. Maybe I'll go watch it. I mean, Sony has a bunch of Spider-Man-esque movies planned. Not just Morbius and Venom 2, but to my understanding, they still want to do movies about Black Cat, Silver Sable, Silk. I don't know the first thing about Silk, other than the fact that she's in that mobile Avengers Academy game that's no longer a thing. And of course, a sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So yeah, Sony has their Spider-Man-less Spider-Man Marvel Universe planned ahead of them. But hey, who knows? Maybe Tom Holland will show up as Spider-Man in one of these movies. I kind of hope he does, because that would be cool. It's like, can you imagine a Venom movie where Venom is the main character and Spider-Man is like a supporting character? Or better yet, like the antagonist of the movie? We've never seen a superhero movie like that before, or at least I can't can't think of one, where the superhero is the antagonist and the villain is the protagonist. What if they did that with like Venom or Black Cat or something, or Silver Sable? I don't know about you, but I sure would like to see that. So yeah, this is a big win for Marvel, and again, they needed that win after I heard of the cancellation of the Ghost Rider Hulu show, which that really bummed me out. I was looking forward to that, man. I love the character Ghost Rider. I'll admit, the 2007 Ghost Rider film with Nicolas Cage is my guilty pleasure movie. It sucks. I love it. I wanted to see Ghost Rider have his mulligan again. I guess we're just not gonna have that. Boo. I don't know the first thing about Hellstrom, but I do know Ghost Rider. Apparently Hellstrom is still happening, but no Ghost Rider. Ugh. Honestly though, I am still looking forward to season 3 of Runaways with Cloak and Dagger. That's gonna be awesome. Marvel's Phase 4 still looks fun. Black Widow, maybe not so much, but everything else, yeah. The Eternals, sure. Falcon and Winter Soldier, hell yeah. Now another Spider-Man movie. Fuck yeah. After Far From Home, I'm totally on board. I may have had my problems with Homecoming, because I was not the biggest fan of it, I'll still admit it. But Far From Home, yeah, maybe it wasn't as good as Endgame, but I still thought it was a completely badass movie, because Mysterio. So now we got a third Spider-Man movie. Who's the villain gonna be? Who knows? Kraven the Hunter, probably. Fans have wanted to see him for decades, so it's probably gonna be him. Maybe. And also, Happy and Aunt May can continue dating. We all love that. I've seen memes all over the internet about that. That actually just popped into my head. I'm really happy about that. I want to see Happy Hogan have a really good relationship with Aunt May. Wouldn't that just be nice? It would make for some cute, funny humor in the third MCU Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland that is happening in less than 2 years. Honestly, I woke up this morning and my phone was blowing up with this news. Texts and tweets saying Spidey is back. I feel like that moment from Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire where you see it on the newspaper as a big old "he's back" and Spider-Man swings through the newspaper right at that screen. I feel like that. It's just, oh yeah, epic moment, awesome. Now I'm looking forward to hearing about the development of this next Spider-Man movie. Is John Watts gonna direct it again? We're gonna get to see more Peter and MJ cutesy moments that I loved in Far From Home. Who's the villain gonna be? Who's gonna get cast as the villain? Are we gonna see more J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson? Totally super exciting. So this situation involving Sony and Spider-Man and the fact that he is staying in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How excited are you for Tom Holland's third Spider-Man solo outing? Who do you think the villain's gonna be? Kraven. Who would you like to see cast as the villain? Do you think we're gonna get more J.K. as JJJ? And are you bummed out like I am at the cancellation of the Hulu Ghost Rider series? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. Finally, a good third Spider-Man movie. It's about time. And don't forget to subscribe.